We are again met to continue our lesson. Actually, we are discussing about reflection of light at curved surfaces. From our last class onwards, we are discussing about reflection of light at curved surfaces. Yes, by that we are discussing about reflection of light at curved surfaces. What we finished in this topic from our last class, What we finished in our last class? We learned about what are the spherical mirrors, how spherical mirrors are there, how the spherical mirrors, and also we discussed about what are the shapes of spherical mirrors, and also we discussed about what some of interesting facts about spherical mirrors. Some are interesting. Then now we are talking about what some of the parameters of the spherical mirrors, or otherwise curved mirrors. Spherical mirrors are curved mirrors. Some of the parameters means what I am saying to you. Some of the terms we are discussing about. We are discussing some of the terms about spherical mirrors. So what we are going to discuss some of the terms that already I said to you. What are those? You can remember those. Let's we discuss, right? Okay. Today we are talking about parameters of the spherical mirrors or curved mirrors, means some of the related terms. Some of the related terms of the spherical mirror are what I call the curved mirrors. Coming to that, first we are talking about what pole. What we are talking about pole. The center of the spherical mirror or curved mirror, what we can say, the center of spherical or curved mirror is nothing as a pole. It is nothing as a pole, or otherwise the geocenter of the spherical or curved mirror. Spherical or curved mirror. Are you understand what I am talking to you? Generally, if you observe a circle, so what we may call this is this dot. That what we call geocenter of the circle. Geocenter of the circle or center of the circle. Is it or not? Now what I am calling to you, the geocenter of the spherical or curved mirror is nothing as a pole, or the center of spherical or curved mirror. The center of spherical or curved mirror is nothing as what I am saying to you, pole. Understand? Then how it will be? We discussed about two types of spherical or curved mirrors. What are those? Can you recall? Can you say? One is convex and one is concave. One is convex mirror, one is a concave mirror. So convex mirror consists how like a what type of mirror can you recognize? Can you? This is what a coated surface and this is a reflecting surface. So inner curved surface. So concave. What is this? Is a concave mirror. What is this mirror? Concave mirror. So what I am saying to you, the center of the this is a pole for the concave mirror. Same as we can consider what is this? This is a outer curved surface. What is this? Outer curved surface. Otherwise, if you are feeling undifficult, then I will show the same as to you. See here. This is what you can say. outer curved surface. See, this is reflecting outer bulged. So what I'm saying to you, this is what pole. What is that? Pole. Geocenter or otherwise what I'm calling thing? What I'm calling to you, the center of the spherical or curved mirror, or otherwise the geocenter of the spherical or curved mirror, which is that pole. It is showing by the P. Pole is showing by P. Showing by P. See that. That is the first thing we learned. What is that? First thing. Then we'll go by second thing. What is the second thing? This is a concave inner curved. This is outer curved. So convex. Convex mirror. Okay. Are you understand what is the pole? Are you understand what is the pole? Then come back to learn second thing. Yeah. Coming to that, we are going to talk about center of curvature. Second thing we are going to talk about center of curvature. Showing by C. Center of curvature. Showing by C. See that what I am saying to you. Center of curvature. What is the center of curvature? Pole means we declared where it will be, how it will be. To the spherical or curved mirrors. Means for the concave mirror, for the convex mirror. Understand? So what I am saying to you, so for what is that now? Center of curvature. Center of curvature, what is this? It is a what? It is a center of spherical. What is center of a sphere? The center of the sphere. The center of a sphere. Center of a sphere, which is a part of a curved surface, curved mirror, which is a part of curved surface of a mirror, curved surface of a mirror is nothing as the center of curvature. It is what a center of a sphere. It is a center of a sphere which is a part of the curved surface. So it is the center. The center is for what? A sphere, which is the center for the center of curvature. Center of curvature is a where it is the center of sphere. The center of the sphere, but the center of the sphere, the center is not for the sphere. What I'm saying, it is a part of the curved surface. It is a part of the curved surface. Coming to that, how we can make sphere like a spherical? No, like when I'm going with spherical, by using spherical surface. This is a sphere I've made with a concave mirror by using inner curved surface. What I'm saying to you, this is a center of sphere. What is that? Center of sphere. It is a center of sphere which is a part of the curved surface. Which is a part of the curved surface. Understand? This what you are calling center of sphere. What you are calling center of sphere. Coming to the same for that also. See, this is outer curved surface, but here spherical shapes to form by this. Spherical surface to form by this is there. So what I'm saying to you, this is a center of sphere, which is a part of the curved surface, Understand? See there. What that is a center of curvature. What is that? Center of curvature. Yeah. So we learn now center of curvature, and before what is the center of curvature? It is center of sphere, which is a part of a curved surface, Okay, I understand. Then coming to that next thing. Next we are going to talk about main axis or otherwise principal axis. Main axis or principal axis. Then what we may call that? Main axis or otherwise principal axis. A line A line which passes a line which passes are traveling or passing a line which traveling a line which is traveling, if you ask me, like a line which is traveling through pole and center of curvature, through pole and center of curvature, center of curvature, center of curvature. A line which is traveling through pole and center of curvature, through a pole and center of curvature is nothing as main axis or otherwise principal axis. Main axis or otherwise principal axis. Otherwise, a line which is joining pole and center of curvature. Another way you can say a line which is joining pole and center of curvature. A line which is joining pole and center of curvature is nothing as what you can call main axis or otherwise principal axis. See here, a line which is joining what a pole and center of curvature, pole and the center of curvature. What is that? Main axis. A line which is joining pole and center of curvature. A line which is joining pole and center of curvature is nothing as what a main axis or otherwise principal axis. Main axis or otherwise principal axis. Understand? Are you okay on the three terms we learned? One is a what a pole, one is the center of curvature, one is the main axis or otherwise principal axis we learned. Understand? Okay. Then coming to that one more. What you can say one more? Radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. It's showing by the symbol R. Radius of curvature. What is the radius of curvature? What is the radius of curvature? I understand what is the radius of curvature? The distance between pole and center of curvature. The distance between pole and center of curvature. What we may call radius of curvature. The distance between pole and center of curvature is nothing as what a radius of curvature. Radius of curvature means what you can say the distance between what a pole to center of curvature. What you may call radius of curvature. The distance between pole to center of curvature is nothing as a radius of curvature. Understand? Or you understand what we learned? One is the pole, one is the center of curvature, one is the main axis of principal axis, one is the radius of curvature. 4 terms we learned. Understand? Okay? Are you clear on that? Then, in our past class, we learned what we learned when we focused towards the sunlight with using inner curved surface. When we focused what sunlight to the sun with help of what inner curved surface. With help of inner curved. Suppose when we focus towards the sunlight with help of inner curved surface. So what we observed? So the sun delivers a parallel beam of light. Sun delivers a parallel beam of light. When parallel beam of light incident on the inner curved surface, it bounces back, and by it bounces back means it gives a reflection at in front of the mirror. It gives reflection at in front of the mirror. By using paper as a screen, at in front of the mirror, by adjusting that paper in front of the mirror, where we are getting a black, means a brightest spot image of the sun, the brightest spot image of the sun on a paper. That position, that brightest spot, we are considering what focus of the mirror, focus of the mirror. At that focus, what happens? It makes the burning to the paper. It gives the burning to the paper. Understand? So what you are saying? Focus. Focus means what I am saying to you. Focus means it's showing by focus. The intersection of reflected light rays. The intersection of reflected light rays when a parallel beam of light incidents on inner curved surface. What I am saying to you, the intersection of reflected light rays when a parallel beam of light incident on a inner curved surface. The intersection of reflecting light rays when the parallel beam of light incident means the parallel beam of light rays gives the reflection through focus. Reflection through focus. So the brightest spot we consider focus point of the concave mirror. The distance between pole to focus. The distance between pole to focus means center of the mirror to focus is a focal length. What we can consider? Focal length. What is showing by small f? Focal length means the distance between pole and focus is known as focal length, small f and capital F. And also we have to remember the relation focal length is, means radius of curvature is 2 times of the focal length. Radius of curvature is 2 times of the focal length, means focal length is half of the radius of curvature. Focal length is half of the radius of curvature. So means radius of curvature means the distance between pole to center of curvature. The distance should be half of the focal length. Half of the focal length, exactly middle we can consider. Middle. So we know this is okay, then I'm going to wipe that. Okay, coming to that, what I'm saying to you. So this is I'm saying focus, and this is I'm saying focus. Okay. When parallel beam of light is incident on inner curved surface, it gives reflection through focus, and the distance between pole to focus is a focal length. So how much focal length is present? The distance between focus to center of curvature also same will be. The distance between pole to center of curvature is a radius of curvature. It is half of to the focal length. Half of to the focal length from pole to focus. Are you clear about that? What is the focus? What is the focal length? Okay, this is a relation to remember. Okay, after that we will derive how the relation came. Okay, derivation is there. Equation propagation. Okay, coming to that. Are you okay on that? Okay, then yeah, see there. So how many we learned? Pole, and also we learned what we discussed today. Center of curvature, radius of curvature, principal axis or main axis, focus, focal length, and relation between radius of curvature to focal length. Understand? Then see once in this inner curved surface means for concave mirror, those focus and center of curvature or radius of curvature, focal length are where at a reflecting surface. Where at a reflecting surface. But here, the focus and center of curvature are not in the reflecting surface. It seems beyond that, beyond the mirror. Beyond means inside, backside. Okay, beyond the mirror. Why it is? Because of before we discuss it to the rubber foam, rubber base. When you stretch it outwards, when you stretch it means into that means inwards. Okay, when you stretch, imagine this is a rubber foam. By placing 4 iron nails to that, what we discussed for that? 1, 2, 3, 4. When you stretch upwards, when you stretch inwards, what happens? When you are stretching outwards, the 4 iron nails will move, spread out to each other, means they are diverged to each other. Diverge means moving away each other. Okay, when you are stretching closely, the 4 iron nails will move closer to each other. Means what we discussed, when light rays incident on outer curved surface, they may give diverged reflection. They may give diverged reflection. When light rays incident on inner curved surface, it gives convergent reflection. That's why we call this is a convergent mirror. This is a divergent mirror. Already we discussed that. Understand? That's why by giving divergent, the image seems beyond the mirror. The image seems beyond the mirror. Understand? Coming to that, what I'm saying to you. So this is a general information to you. General information to you. Understand? So how means how the reflection takes from those two those two spherical mirrors. How reflection takes by two spherical mirrors. Now we'll talk about some of the terms are there. Object distance and image distance also is there. Object distance means what? Object which shows which sends light toward the mirror. The distance between pole to object is object distance. The distance between pole to object is object distance. Image distance, the distance between pole to image is the image distance. Pole to image is the image distance. Those we may learn in the continuing lesson. That's why I did not say to you. Coming to that, so what I'm saying, how reflection takes through the two spherical mirrors. How reflection takes through the two spherical mirrors. So coming to that, this is I'm talking about inner curved surface. What is this? Is inner curved surface. Means concave mirror. What is that? Concave mirror. Okay. What I'm saying, see here, this is I'm giving focus and this is I'm giving center of curvature. Approximately both should be equal. Okay. One light ray we are considering. We are talking about a single light ray. A single light ray. A light ray which is incident on inner curved surface means a light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis. A light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis. It takes reflection through focus. Reflection through focus. Understand? How the reflection taking through. See that the reflection brings closer to the principal axis. Reflection brings closer to the principal axis means what happens? So it's giving convergent reflection. It's giving convergent reflection. Understand? So coming to that, what I'm saying to you here, so the reflection takes where in front of the mirror. Reflection takes in front of the mirror. And also we have to remember parallel light rays to the principal axis take the reflection through compulsory focus before we done an experiment with the sunlight to the inner curved surface. Understand? And one more, arrow marks are especially important. So the arrow marks determine which incident, which use reflection. Understand? This is a concave mirror. Is it or not? What is this? Concave mirror. Coming to that, here we are going to talk about convex mirror. What we are going to talk about? Convex mirror. Coming to that, this is outer curved surface. What is this? Is outer curved surface. Of course, this is a pole. Yeah, coming to that, this is a pole and this is a focus and this is the center of curvature. Okay, and one is the light ray traveling parallel to the principal axis, traveling to the principal axis. So the convex mirror gives divergent reflection, divergent reflection. So it seems from focus, it seems from focus. Understand? The light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis should take reflection through the focus. So it is giving reflection as a divergent. That's why it seems from focus. It seems from focus. Understand? Coming to that, one more we are going to discuss to you. Inner curved surface. What is this? Is inner curved surface and pole, focus, center of curvature. Okay, coming to that, one more light ray I'm talking to you through focus. Through focus. A light ray which travels through the focus, it gives reflection parallel to the principal axis. Parallel to the principal axis. Understand? A light ray which is traveling through the focus, it giving reflection through the reflection parallel to the principal axis. Same as for that also. See that outer curved surface, and this is a pole and focus and center of curvature. It is a focus, no? See there, what I'm saying to you, this is what a focus. The light ray which travels through the focus, it gives reflection parallel to the principal axis. A light ray which travels through the focus, it gives reflection parallel to the principal axis. Understand? One situation what we discussed, a light ray which travels parallel to the principal axis, it gives reflection through the focus. A light ray which travels through the focus gives reflection through parallel to the principal axis. Compare both concave and convex mirror. How reflection taking? How reflection taking? See there, what I am saying to you. If light ray travels through principal axis, it does not give any reflection. Means travel in the same path. It gives reflection in the same path. By that, they both will meet at focus. Image will form at where in front of the mirror for the concave. Image will form at in front of the concave mirror. In front of the concave mirror. For that, I will explain to you. See, this is a this is a pole and focus and center of curvature. I'm talking about parallel beam of light. What I'm talking to you? Parallel beam of light. Parallel beam of light traveling. The parallel light rays are traveling. Means a light ray traveling parallel to the principal axis. Four light rays are traveling parallel to the principal axis. What happens? The parallel light rays are traveling means it takes reflection through focus. Reflection through. I'm not extending more to understand clearly. That's right. See there. Okay. See there. The top of, suppose if you imagine this is a object. What is that object? Two light rays are coming from top. Two light rays are coming from bottom. So those which are coming from top means tip of an object. What I'm talking to you, tip means top. Okay, two light rays are coming from tip of an object means top of an object. Those giving reflection to downwards. The light rays which are coming from bottom, those are taking upwards. Means what happened? Image become as a inverted. Image become as a inverted. And also reflection bringing in front of the mirror. Reflection bringing in front of the mirror. In front of the mirror means we must use screen. We must use a screen. So the image which forms on a screen, that's what you may call real image. Real image. Real forms what? Inverted. Inverted. Understand? See here, the image forms where beyond the mirror. See here, I'm going to show to you how like it is same drawing, parallel beam of light incident on that, parallel beam of light. It gives reflection as a divergent. It gives reflection as a divergent. So it seems from where from? It seems from focus. It seems from focus. Okay, drawn by. So once again, I will show to you clearly. See, coming to that, here I will make to you. This is one light ray, this is one, and this is one, this is one. Parallel light rays are those. So by that what happened? It is a divergent, and it is a divergent, and it is a divergent, and it is also divergent. So it seems from where? See here, it seems inside. It seems inside. So by that what happened? Image formed beyond the mirror. Image formed beyond the mirror. Beyond the mirror means no need to use the screen. It is formed inside. So the image which not forms on the screen, that is a visual image. That is a visual image. And it forms erect image, means straight. It forms a straight image. So concave mirrors giving real and inverted images, and a convex mirror giving visual and erect images. Generally, concave will form both real and virtual. Concave will form both real and virtual. In one situation, it will form virtual. That we'll discuss when it will be. Understand? General information we have to identify. Real will be inverted, virtual will be erect. Okay? Real image should form inverted, virtual image forms as a erect. Understand? This is a two reflection. We are two rules for the reflection by the spherical mirror. One, a light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis. A light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis takes reflection through focus. We must remember those. A light ray which travels through the focus, it gives reflection through parallel to the it gives reflection parallel to the principal axis. Okay, those conditions we have to remember. Coming to that, one more. This is an inner curved surface, pole, focus, center of curvature. So before we draw what a light ray which travels parallel to the principal axis takes the reflection through focus. A light ray which travels through the focus gives reflection parallel to the principal axis. Those two we discussed. Now I'm discussing about a light ray which travels through center of curvature. Through center of curvature. A light ray which travels through the center of curvature, it gives reflection in the same path. It gives reflection in the same path. A light ray which travels through the center of curvature, it gives reflection in the same path. A light ray which travels through the principal axis, a light ray which travels through the principal axis, it gives reflection in the same path. It does not give reflection. So what we can consider here, a light ray which travels through the center of curvature, it gives reflection in the same path. That is the one thing. The light ray which travels through the focus, it does not give reflection. It does not give reflection. It will travel in the same path. Same for that I am saying to you. Outer curved surface, pole, focus, center of curvature. It seems from what a light ray traveling through the center of curvature, but it gives reflection in the same path. Reflection in the same path. And a light ray which travels through the principal axis or through the pole, it travels in the same path, means it gives reflection in the same path. Understand? Those two are what rules to draw the what ray drawings. Rules to draw the ray drawings. What are those? Rules to draw the ray drawings. For what? To identify the image formed by spherical mirrors, to identify the reflection taken from the spherical mirrors or curved mirrors. Understand? Okay? This is the general information to you. What is that? Means how to draw the ray drawings, means we have to follow those. Okay? 4 rules I said to you. How many rules I said? 4 rules. 4 rules to draw the ray drawing. 4 rules to draw the ray drawing. So those must be remember. By that only we'll draw remain drawings by the spherical mirrors, how reflection taking, what type of images forming when light rays are incident in different directions, different positions from, then how images will form. By those rules only we are going to draw that. Now before to that, to draw the ray drawings, before to that, we must be remember what we have to know about a sign convention. Sign conventions, rules of sign convention, rules for sign convention, rule of sign convention. So some of the rules are there. Sign convention means by giving some in the identification. Suppose this is a, what is this is a inner curved surface, pole, focus, center of curvature, and this is I'm going to show to you. This is a outer curved surface, pole, focus, center of curvature. See that object is always placed in front of the reflecting surface. Suppose this is an object. What I'm saying to you, object. What is that? Object. Okay. And also I'm showing object. This is I'm considering object. Object. Okay. Because showing by O, object is showing by O. Object is showing by O. Understand? This object for this, that object for that. Understand? Do you have any idea? No more? Any doubt? Yeah, coming to that, what I'm saying to you, we know about what we are going to talk about rules of sign convention. Rules of sign convention. These 3 rules are very important for in our future also. Coming to that, those rules never change. So before to talk rules, sign convention, one thing we have to remember the distances, what are there. So the distance between pole to focus is what? Focal length. The distance between pole to center of curvature is a radius of curvature. Understand? The distance between pole to object. Pole to object is a object distance. What is that? Object distance showing by U. Object distance showing by U. Understand? The distance between pole to object is a object distance. Okay. The distance between pole and object is object distance. Okay, that is the object distance. Understand? Coming to that here also, same as object distance and focus and radius of focal length and radius of curvature. Understand? First rule of sign convention. First rule for sign convention. First rule for sign convention. What is the first rule? All distances should measure from pole. All distances should measure from pole. Every distance should measure from pole. It must be. Every distance should measure from pole. It must be measured from pole. No more option. All distances should measure from pole. All distances should measure from pole. Whether it is left or right. When you are measuring right side or left side, whatever, the starting point is what? Pole. Generally, to count the numbers, you may start from 1, 2, 3, 4, like. Otherwise, 101, 201, like not. No. You must start. You must count from what? 1. Is it or not? Like only. You must measure the distances from only pole. You have to start to measure the distances from pole. First rule of sign convention is what? All distances should measure from pole. Understand? Combination. Communication is there. Combination of communication. Okay. So all distances should measure from pole. That is the first rule for the sign convention. Next, second rule. Can you remember what is the first rule? All distances should measure from pole. Second thing now, remember carefully. the distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray direction. The distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray direction, that considered as a positive. That considered as a positive. The distance which is we are measuring in the direction of incident light ray direction from the pole. That's considered as a what, a positive. First rule is applicable only from the pole only. Second thing, from the pole only, we are measuring the distance which is measuring in the direction of incident light ray. The direction of incident light ray. Then we can consider that is a positive. That is a positive. Light ray coming from object. Light ray coming from object. This is the object, not to this mirror. So light ray coming by this direction from the object. Light ray coming from the object by this direction. See here, light ray coming by this direction. It is moving by this. It is moving by this direction. By this moving, so we have to measure all distances from pole. From pole means what happens? From pole to we have to measure by this direction. So if you measure the distance in the same direction of the incident light ray from the pole, that is a positive. That is a positive. But see here, we are measuring from the pole to focus, pole to center of curvature, pole to object. See, we are measuring by that pole to focus, pole to center of curvature, pole to object. So, but light ray coming by this, light ray coming by this. Okay, but we are measuring distances by this direction. So, we are measuring opposite direction of the incident light ray. We are not measuring the direction of incident light ray. Understand? If you measure what are the distance which is measured in the direction of incident light ray from the pole, that we can consider as a positive. If you measure opposite direction of the incident light ray, if you measure the distance which is measured in the opposite direction of the incident light ray from pole, that consider as a negative. That consider as a negative. See here, from the concave mirror, the distance between pole to focus, we are measuring from pole by this. Light ray coming from object by this. So, focal length is a negative, and pole to center of curvature, radius of curvature also we are measuring by that. So, minus radius of curvature, and object also we are measuring by this. So, object distance also negative. Object distance is showing by U. Okay. Are you understand? The distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray direction from the pole is a positive. If you measure in opposite direction of the incident light ray from the pole is a negative. Understand? See, concave mirror give reflection at in front of the mirror. In front of the mirror, the light ray coming by that, it gives reflection at in front of the mirror. Means image also forms where at in front of the mirror. So image also negative. Image also negative. So image distance also negative for the concave mirror. Object distance is for every negative, but remain, we have to remember carefully. Understand? Coming to that convex mirror. So second rule, what I said, the distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray from pole, that consider as a positive. If you measure opposite direction of the incident light ray from the pole is a negative. So that's why we measured from the concave mirror, all are in opposite direction of the incident light ray. So that's why. Coming to that here, from pole to we are measuring focal, we are measuring by that, and center of curvature we are measuring. This radius of curvature we are measuring by that. Object distance we are measuring from pole to opposite. So light ray coming from the object. Light ray coming from object. This is the light ray. Light ray moving by the direction. By that direction. So for object distance we are measuring opposite direction to the incident light ray direction. That's why object distance is a negative. And focal length, radius of curvature, both we are measuring in the direction of incident light ray from pole. That's why what we can focal length and radius of curvature positive in the direction of incident light ray from the pole. And image seems where beyond the mirror, means inside the mirror. Image formed inside only means where you can get what in the direction of incident light ray only. So image also positive. Image also positive. Understand how you identify that sign convention for the distances. The distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray. The distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray from the pole is a positive. The distance which measures opposite direction of the incident light ray from the pole is a negative. Understand? That is the second rule. Third rule. Next. Third rule. The distance which measures at above the principal axis. The distance which measures at above the principal axis means what I am saying to you, heights of the image and object. Heights of the image and object. Now I am going to talk about what is third rule. What I am going to talk about third rule. The distance which measures at above the principal axis is a positive. Below the principal axis is a negative. The distance which measures at above the principal axis is a positive. At below the principal axis is a negative. Those three are the rules of sign convention. Rules for sign convention. Rules for sign convention. Understand? Or you understand how I explained that three rules of sign convention? Okay? Do you have an idea? Once again, we'll recall that rules of sign convention very important. All distances should measure from pole. Every distance should measure from pole. All distances should measure from pole. All distances should measure from pole. Second thing, the distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray from the pole is considered as a positive. The distance which measures in opposite direction of the incident light ray from the pole is considered as a negative. Understand what I am talking? The distance which measures in the direction of incident light ray is considered as a positive. The distance which measures in the direction of opposite to the opposite direction of the incident light ray is a negative. That is the second rule. And next, what we are going to talk about, third rule. What we are going to talk about, which is the third rule? The distance which measures at above the principal axis. The distance which measures at above the principal axis is a positive. At below the principal axis is a negative. Okay? This is the rules of sign convention. Let's we talk about difference between concave mirror and convex mirror. Concave mirror and convex mirror differences. First we will write definition of those. First point is a definition. What is that? The spherical mirror which is having inner bulged surface or inner curved surface. Inner bulged surface or inner curved surface is nothing as a concave mirror. The spherical mirror which is having outer bulged surface or outer curved surface is nothing as a convex mirror. And second thing, the mirror which is giving otherwise the light taking reflection from a part of the inner curved surface. The reflection of light taking from a part of the inner curved surface is nothing as a concave mirror. Reflection taking from a part of the outer curved surface is nothing as a convex mirror. Okay? Reflection taking from inner curved surface is nothing as a concave. Reflection taking from outer curved surface is a convex mirror. Third thing, concave mirror giving convergent reflection. Concave mirror giving convergent reflection. Convex mirror giving divergent reflection. Convex mirror giving divergent reflection. And the next thing, concave mirror forms both real and virtual. Both real and virtual images. Both real and virtual images and inverted. Convex forms, concave forms both real and virtual images. Convex mirror forms virtual images and erect images. Virtual images and erect images. And here it need a screen. Concave mirror need a screen to form image. Concave mirror need a screen to form image. Convex mirror not a need screen to form an image. Convex mirror not need to form what is screen to form the image. And shape of the concave mirror is, shape of the convex mirror is, okay, by that we can write how many what you want and where you may use those. Concave mirror we are using for magnifying mirror. Concave mirror we are using for magnifying mirror, and also it is used by ENT specialist. ENT specialist. Convex mirrors we are using for rear view mirrors. Rear view mirrors for the automobiles. Rear view mirrors means side mirrors for the automobiles. If there are no two wheelers or four wheelers, whatever, side mirrors, those rear view mirrors. Why we are using convex mirrors for the rear view means it is giving divergent reflection. No, means it is having larger view of area. Larger view of area. It can cover maximum area at the behind of the vehicle. And also it is we are using in what headlights of the vehicles, torch lights to give the spread out the light, divergent light. Understand? Somewhere we can identify, and concave mirrors we are using to beauty, where we are applying touch-up for makeup purpose. The concave mirrors we are using for the concave mirrors we are using for the makeup mirrors, because to identify spots by the magnifying, spots from the magnifying. Such like we can discuss a different type of advantages of the concave mirror and the convex mirror. Okay. Then this is our topic today. The next in the next class we'll talk about. Ray drawings to form image by the spherical mirrors. Ray drawings to form images from the spherical mirrors, and also derivations of mirror formulas and what is the relation between mirror formulas. Those we can discuss in the next class. Okay, see you in the next class then. Have a good day to you.